Ladies and gentlemen, before you think it, I'll just say it. My throat is very sore today, so I might sound a little bit strange. My articulation might not be on point, and I might have to take some breaks in this video, so it might be a little bit choppy, but I'll try my best to keep it as coherent as possible. I just thought I'd get this video out regardless. We've seen Trump speaking about more tariffs with 50% tariff recommendation for the EU. This has led to a local move in the markets, which has had some pretty significant effects on the context we're at right now. And what do I mean by that? Well, look, Bitcoin, as we've established in prior videos, has had this prior macro range between these two yellow lines. So look at the yellow lines on the screen here. These lines come way back from 2017 and 2021 respectively. And we can see actually they've marked the top of two separate moves we saw here of the M formation and also the base of that M formation as well. We broke down below it, we gotten back above it, we flipped it for support. We can see that these yellow lines do form our macro range that we're in currently. And given the fact that Bitcoin is not broken out of that macro range, even though it's broken all-time highs from a price perspective, right, this recent local drop back below the all-time high shows us that price doesn't really matter as much as structure. Structure is very important. And the macro structure, the structure that said we topped here and we topped here, is still intact. We haven't broken it, right? Until we break that macro structure and break out of this macro range, the next move really hasn't started yet. We're just doing the same thing we've been doing since back here in November, since we first entered it. And so people are getting a little bit concerned, I suppose is the right word, as to how much time Bitcoin has left in this cycle. Now, the 4-year cycle, the basis of all Bitcoin tops and bottoms, the basis of all Bitcoin bear markets and bull markets, is a date range trend. It's undeniable. It's completely factual and objective. That is historically marked and predicted every single top and bottom on Bitcoin on a greater macro scale, every bull market top, every bear market bottom. And it predicts the bull market top to be in October this year, maybe November, right? October, November this year, which means we have about 6 months left of time, about 180 days until Bitcoin is meant to top out. Now, 6 months in bull markets, historically speaking, is a long period of time, right? It only took Bitcoin 6 months to move from September, where it's down here at like $10,000, all the way up to the 60K region. It took less than 6 months. But unfortunately, with this bull market, we've seen some very unique characteristics. We haven't seen these sweeping exponential parabolic moves. We've seen legs upwards and then sweeping consolidations, leg upwards and then sweeping vast consolidations, another leg upwards, another sweeping consolidation. And so if we were to continue this pattern and keep seeing this kind of step pattern to the upside, not only would altcoins not do super well because that market environment's not conducive to altcoin performance, altcoins rely on hype and greed, which comes from previous bull market structures, the exponential parabolic moves, but also we would probably only have time for 1 or maybe 2 more steps before the end of the cycle, meaning that Bitcoin wouldn't actually get as high as a lot of people are expecting. So a lot of concern in the market right now. I know this is a long introduction, but I'm going to use that video to discuss this video here today to discuss that concern and discuss what I think is going to happen. Before we get into it today, guys, we have an exchange here that has never been hacked before in 3.5 years of being on the market. That is global non-KYC. You can sign up from anywhere in the world and use this exchange without a VPN. And furthermore, with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life, as well as $8,000 plus USDT in trading rewards added to your account as trading bonuses for signing up with my referral link down below. This is big stuff here. It's an excellent deal. I reached out to them for partnership. They did not reach out to me. I don't get paid by them. The only thing I get is a referral link. And if you want all those things I just mentioned, which you should, trust me, I've done the scouting of the market, you can use my link down below to sign up. It takes 30 seconds and you'll get those rewards and bonuses and you'll help out the channel. I appreciate that, guys. Let's get into the content. As we mentioned in the introduction and in yesterday's video, when everyone was getting hyped, everyone was getting very excited about the recent move to all-time highs, structure is really more important than price. And we didn't break the macro structure, and hence we didn't actually start the next macro leg. As much as it looks like we did, all we've done so far is recover from the correction lows. The only thing that's seen any significant progress actually during this move is Ethereum. Ethereum has seen significant progress, and the altcoin market in general has as well. It's dramatically outperformed Bitcoin in the last month or so. From the lows in April, it's up almost 100%, while Bitcoin didn't reach anything near that. I think Bitcoin, let's just check quickly, was up about 50%. So it doubled the performance of Bitcoin. And this is after a period of staggering weakness in the altcoin market due to what I described before, which is that the market environment currently on Bitcoin and for the last 2 years has not been conducive to massive altcoin gains, right? Boring, sweeping consolidations does not allow for altcoins to do well. It's just not how altcoins thrive. Altcoins thrive on greed and hype. And so Ethereum's actually in a very good position because what it's doing right now is it's consolidating between two important indicators on the Ethereum chart. Let's delete everything else. It's a 200-day SMA and also the bull market support band. And you can see the bull market support band acting as support and the 200 SMA acting as resistance. All Ethereum is doing right now is waiting for Bitcoin to give the signal, and then it will probably blast off again like it did previously and dramatically outperform Bitcoin once more. So we kind of need Bitcoin to go up for Ethereum's sake. But the problem with this, and by the way, I could go into the Ethereum BTC chart and come to the exact same conclusion, but I'll spare you the headache, right? The problem with what I just said, the problem with needing Bitcoin to go up before Ethereum can blast off is that it's not guaranteed that Bitcoin has a clear path ahead right here. It's not guaranteed that Bitcoin can do that without a correction because, again, it hasn't broken its macro range yet. It hasn't actually triggered anything. And as we sit here on the macro range resistance, which led to two significant peaks and rejections in December and January, we also sit at major resistance on the USDT dominance chart, which unfortunately has not broken down yet. Now, what is this chart? It's a chart that measures the strength of Tether USDT against the cryptocurrency market, against everything else in a percentage format, and hence when this chart goes downwards, crypto goes upwards, because this chart going downwards represents people spending their Tether to buy cryptocurrency, okay? So we want this chart to go downwards. We don't want it to bounce. And we can see that because when it bounced in 2021, it bounced at the same time as crypto went downwards, okay? So this marked the tops of the cryptocurrency market in 2021. It predicted the all-time high on Bitcoin in 2021. And we really need this chart to drop, but again, it hasn't dropped yet. It's still at resistance. It's still at support currently, which is the same thing as Bitcoin being at resistance. All of this is happening while I worry, and I don't worry it from a macro scale. I do think Bitcoin looks great on a macro scale, but I worry from a short-term perspective that Bitcoin could be forming something like, okay, an inverted head and shoulders pattern, which would require a pullback first before we move upwards, and would sacrifice Ethereum's very bullish position in the market right now. Because again, Ethereum is at a trigger point. It's in the prime position to move upwards. If we saw a pullback first, that prime position could be ruined. And it's uncertain as to whether we recover a prime position like that. So where would Bitcoin pull back to in a hypothetical pullback? Well, it seems obvious to me that Bitcoin would just pull back to the bottom of its macro range, which comes from 2021. It looks like this. And that is because of a few reasons. Well, first and foremost, it's the bottom of the macro range. So obviously that would make sense for us to pull back there. That would be a pullback to around 93,000. And also that area is just bolstered by so many things. Like all of the moving averages you can think of, they all sit around that region. They actually are moving upwards right now. So I know I just said 93,000, but there's also a chance that Bitcoin could find support at something a little bit higher, like 96,000, which is the POC on the volume profile and where all of these indicators are moving towards. So somewhere between 93 and 96 would be the pocket for Bitcoin to bounce from if it did pull back. And by the way, that would be a very bullish pullback. The only reason it's concerning to me is because it potentially sabotages the position that Ethereum has, which is a very bullish position, a bullish trigger position. And also it means more time is wasted. And time is kind of the essence right now because we want to see as much upside price action on Bitcoin as possible before we reach this cyclical deadline. And that's not far away now. It's only 6 months. So if we waste another, full month on Bitcoin, we waste another full month consolidating and going downwards before going upwards again, that means we only have 5 months of bullishness left rather than 6. So we want as much as we can get here. So my conclusion in this video is basically this. I think the market has done some great things. It's moved upwards. It's definitely moving in the right direction. But we're not in the clear yet, and we're actually showing quite a significant amount of evidence that there could be a short-term pullback to something like 96,000 or 93,000, in which case it could actually ruin Ethereum's chances and the altcoin market's chances of continuing its aggressive move and recovery, and furthermore burn some more time of the cycle that we don't really have because we've only got 6 months left. But ultimately, it wouldn't be bearish from a TA perspective. It would still be macro bullish. We wouldn't enter a bear market or anything like that. It just wouldn't be optimal. So I'm kind of hoping for some secret news. I'm kind of hoping for some random news to come out or some macroeconomic event to trigger Bitcoin moving upwards without that pullback. That would be great to see. But at this point, I don't really see anything. I'm hoping something materializes regardless. I'm hoping that there just isn't enough selling pressure, which is a very possible scenario, okay? Because we are in a cyclical bull market, and at some point, bears just don't have a reason to sell. So hopefully no more tariff news, and we continue upwards here. But if we do see a pullback, just know that it's not really the end of the world. It just is another setback and another delay, as well as another kick in the legs, kick in the knees to the altcoin market, which is looking like it's ready to recover now. So hopefully we don't see that. So to conclude, I'll kind of give the same conclusion I gave yesterday. I personally, and this is not financial advice, I personally do not feel as though the market is a prime position to buy right now. I think that holding or even de-risking and buying back when the confirmation occurs is probably the way to go. This, in my view, is not a buying zone. You don't buy at resistance, you buy at the breakout. And the breakout's very, very close. So keep an eye out. Thank you for bearing with me, guys. My sore throat is absolutely killing me. But I got the video out. So hopefully you appreciate that. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and check out the Bitunix Exchange. If you want a good exchange that you can buy cryptocurrency on, this is the one, right? I've handpicked it. I didn't just take any partnership they offered, okay? I handpicked it. I reached out to them for partnership. It's global non-KYC. It's accessible globally without a VPN. Those are the main reasons I picked it. Also, it's never been hacked before, which is a very big buff. The market is not very safe. I don't know if you hear, but exchanges get hacked all the time. And the fact that Bitunix has not been hacked in 4 years is a very, very good sign of security. They've also got reserves information available. And with my referral link down below, you can sign up and get a 15% trading fee discount attached to your account for life. So use that link down below to sign up and you won't regret it. Guys, appreciate that. Have a good one.